From the deep dark reaches of Star Trek Online comes Nikodas and Grebog with another episode of Fleet Action Report.
Hello, and welcome to an early edition of Fleet Action Report, episode 83, Best Served Cold. I'm Nikodas.
I'm still Grebog.
No, you're real Grebog.
Oh, right. I haven't created the still Grebog yet.
How you been, Grebog? How's your week looked?
I've been pretty good. Let's see. My last week. What have I done? I did some D&D on Sunday. A lot of role play. I was fascinated with the "we're not going to kill" approach. Sometimes a little different for some groups. This group sometimes that's a little out of their norm, which I was happy to see a change from solving problems that aren't always punch them in the face.
Don't get used to it. We're still pirates.
I know. Let's see. We've been my WoW raid team's killed Sylvanas now twice, because, well, why not? Once you kill her once, go back and kill her again. And then after that, found a really neat trick in WoW. If you hate the Archivist rep, if you get a group of players together, there is a neat trick to run around and get tons of rep. You have to go into the Rift area, and you're killing specific peoples. And welcome, Raiders. And
we were kind of warned that you were coming, but it's still nice to see you. How's everybody doing? We got cookies in the back.
But yeah, so we farmed up in a short amount of time, especially when you compare to the Archivist reputation. 10,000 rep. I ended up finish off my Archivist rep completely. I was so happy to be done with that. It was fascinating. Let's see. Outside of that, I've created a character for a game. One of my friends has been gracious enough to take over one of the games I was running as DM. He thought it would be nice, since I DM 3 games. He's now taking one of them, so I'll be DMing 2 games and playing in one. And Borngear is the person you probably all have heard in the show once in a while. He is the friend, and my character is a dwarf. That's what I told the party. I'm coming in as a dwarf. For all the listeners and viewers and whatnot, it's going to be a Forge cleric. Any thoughts
You've
on
talked
that
about
one?
playing that for a while.
I have talked about playing that off and on, and I really have liked the idea of the Forge cleric, because I can do damage, I can heal. It all depends on what the party needs. I can also buff. I'm a cleric. I can do everything. Plus, also, one of our other friends, until his work schedule gets worked around, we have 2 friends, one, Nikodas, and another one that lives out in Arizona. He also has a work schedule issue. He was the party healer, and until his work schedule gets fixed or changed again, or I don't know what's going to happen for him, but he's unfortunately out of the game as well, which meant the party healer is out. So I will be healing, or if he comes back, I can do other things. How has your week been, Nikodas, and what have you been up to?
Clerics are very good at being diverse like that.
Especially Forge clerics. Default spell, like one of the domain spells is Identify. Another one is Firewall. So, well, Wall of Fire. So that's yeah.
Which you can use to craft your items. No, it sounds like an interesting thing. Hope it works out well for you. To answer your question, so I spoiled myself a little bit. I bought the newest Pokemon game, and I've been spending a bunch of time on that. Um, it's really interesting. The mechanics are completely different from anything they've done before. It's a lot more of an action RPG rather than the typical JRPG. I like it. I wasn't sure that I would like it, but I really do. Um, I'm looking forward to kind of, getting deeper into that and doing the typical Pokemon thing. Got to catch them all. But it's been a fun ride so far. A lot of customization. You can change your character's appearance. You can change your eye color. You can change your outfits. Just lots and lots to do in there. It's been fun. I also went and, well, hello, Hiram, a new member in the fleet. Cheers. Um, I also went and bought the Nintendo Switch version of all the Kingdom Hearts games, which release either tomorrow or Wednesday, and I'm looking forward on going back through those. I haven't played them since their initial release back when. So I'll have more to talk about next week as far as that goes. I also got back into Final Fantasy 14. I've been hitting that really heavy, trying to move a second job class from 70 to 80, which, let me tell you, that game does not make it easy without the main story quest. On your first job going through leveling, it's really easy. You'll probably be ahead of the curve. But trying to do a second job or additional characters, not characters, jobs. If you play a new character, then you get to go back through the same missions all over again. So it's still the same leveling experience is really fast and easy. If you're trying to level multiple jobs on the same character, it becomes a lot more of a grind. And that's where I'm at right now. Once I get to 80, I'm at 77. Once I get to 80, things are going to take off. Going to be nice. But we got to get there. Or I got to get there. But I also got my daughter is now involved in that game, and a longtime friend of mine who used to play WoW with me, used to play Final Fantasy 11 with me, has now gotten into that game as well. So I have more people to interact with and kind of help along the way, because that's what I love doing. I like helping others enjoy the games. Breath. Okay, sorry for that slog. A lot of updating there for this week.
Breathe
This week in
in, breathe
yes,
out. Breathe
right.
in, breathe out.
I was trying to get through it all fast, and I don't want to bore people watching because they're here to watch Star Trek, not hear about other games. But the updates are fine as long as we don't take a half hour on them.
Aw.
So moving right along, this week in STO, we have a few things here. First of all, tomorrow, the Klingon recruitment event returns. This is where you make a new Klingon character. You get to a certain point in the tutorial that gives you a Klingon communication device. And lo and behold, you are now a Klingon recruit. Going through the challenges then unlocks account-wide benefits that you can unlock on any character on your account just by going and talking to the appropriate temporal agent NPC. This event is going to run from tomorrow for a month until March 9th. So you have a month to make all the Klingon recruit characters that you want. These characters have to be of the Klingon faction, the KDF. They cannot be Romulans. They cannot be Jem'Hadar. Even if you choose Klingon aligned, by the time you get to that point, you're out of the tutorial. Therefore, you cannot get the device and become a Klingon recruit. These must be KDF characters. But all the purchased all the purchased races will function. So if you want to play, your Farasan or your Cardassian or the Joined Trill or the Liberated Borg or any of the others that you can do, all those will work just fine. But it does have to be a new character. One of the rewards that everybody's been talking about is a tier 6 bird of prey. You get that as part of the recruit event. It is an account unlocked ship. Has an interesting trait. As far as tier 6s go, it is kind of on the weaker side. It's got like fewer console slots than most other tier 6s. Does not have a great specialist layout or anything like that. But still, it's a tier 6 ship. The trade is decent if you don't already have it. So there you go. You can jump on that next item there.
Alrighty. So, the sale's over, isn't it? Pretty sure. Yeah.
According to the website, it ends on the 8th, which is tomorrow.
Except I'm looking here at the 11th anniversary legendary bundle at full price. So they brought back the legendary bundles. They were on sale for 35% off of the legendary bundles. However, it looks like the sale might have ended earlier than the article stated. So, oops.
Yeah, it does. You're right. It is over. Maybe I misread, but when I did the notes, I could have sworn it said the 8th. All right.
Here, the Admiralty bonus week also is going on, or this one should still be going on, and you have until the 10th to take advantage of the Admiralty bonus week. You get more campaign experience as you do the assignments, and you get extra rewards out of the projects that you do through the Admiralty system. For those in stream chat, I have started it says prediction. I was curious on. So we've been talking about this new player like challenge, and I put it up there just to see what you guys thought about us doing this as the KDF recruits, since KDF recruits are here basically. They'll be here in no time, and if not. We can do the Fed Captain, but if we do the KDF recruit this time, we still will do Fed Captains eventually. So don't worry, we'll still do a Fed Captain.
You can go ahead and do a brief breakdown of what that challenge is going to be, just in case we have people watching that don't know.
So so we set up some rules for ourselves. We won't be able to reclaim anything that we have unlocked from any, whether it be events or other recruit systems or whatnot. The only thing we would be able to claim would be, if we're doing the KDF recruit, would be what we unlock from that specific recruit from the transponder device, essentially showcasing what you get to do with the KDF recruit. But like,
as if we were brand new players.
Yeah,
who bought the game.
We won't be claiming any new ships. We'll only be able to get. We will be able to get a tier 6 ship from the KDF recruit eventually, but we will have to work for it. Basically, it'll be focusing a lot on what you can get done with the KDF recruit, and I highly encourage everyone to make one of them because they're fun.
I'm kind of okay with doing the KDF, but yeah, I'm curious what our viewers want. I mean, they're the ones that are going to matter. Oh, speaking of, since we're on this topic, this is going to happen fairly soon. Exactly how soon, I can't tell you because I have to learn how to be a streamer. So far, as we've been doing this show, Grebog has been gracious enough to do all of the back end work. He's our tech guy that's been doing all the streaming, all the uploads to YouTube, kind of all the back end has been on him. But for this challenge, as we're calling it, we only are going to be leveling our characters and whatnot while streaming so people can watch and see where we're at and whatnot. But if we limited this to the show or even our fun nights, you're talking a couple hours every week, and that's going to make the leveling process go really, really slow. So we decided that we would branch out and we'll do episodes and we'll do updates where we're at as far as far goes, our show here. But most of it's going to be done on our own. We're still going to stream everything, though. It'll just kind of, and we'll try to, make announcements as to when we're going to be streaming, so those who want to watch can.
We'll probably
But we
focus
just thought it might go faster if we went that way.
Yeah, and we'll try to focus and showcase some of the new levels, like level breakdowns. Like when we get introduced to, like, a level 11 might be a good one to take a pause at, because that's when we get the duty officer system. And stuff like that. When we unlock something big, we'll probably make sure to pause and focus it on this stream on a far night, and that way you can see the new stuff that we've unlocked as we're leveling.
It's a little crazy, but I'm actually kind of looking forward to this challenge. I think it'll be interesting to pretend to be brand new and go through everything. All right, so that takes us through this week in STO and brings us to our primary target. Our primary target is Cold War. Now, we started this a couple weeks ago, running through the what we call hidden episodes. You can find these here under the Available tab, under Cold War. There is a breadcrumb quest if you have not done these yet. It will just be titled Cold War, and it will take you over to talk to the Deferi and get everything started. A couple weeks ago, we ran the first 3 episodes here. We got called out to protect... I'm sorry. I'm going to do a quick segment here called The Story So Far. We got called out to protect the Deferi, who are a Federation-aligned race, but kind of xenophobic. They got attacked by an unknown race, reached out for help. We went out there. We discovered the Breen were attacking them. As we looked into things a little bit further, we discovered that there's something on their planet that the Breen want. We ended up finding a star chart. That star chart led us to some other star charts, and we ended up putting everything together to get a complete map, and that's kind of where we left off. Now we're going to see the fruits of that labor. We're going to see where this star chart takes us and where this adventure leads. So here we're going to begin the 4th episode in Cold War, called Cold Case. Are you ready, Grebog?
Oh, let's hit it.
I'm hitting it.
Apparently, so far, KDF Recruit's winning.
Yay. I don't mind that at all. That's going to be a fun experience. All right, so here we are, the Deferi system. As you can see, there's a lot of debris here in space. Obviously, the attacks by the Breen have done a fair bit of damage, both to machinery and maybe a moon was pulverized. Not sure where all the rocks came from, but there you go. We're going to beam down. You going to bring Julian with you?
Sure. I don't know that he's my best healer setup, but he's a healer.
For those who haven't been with us before, my character, this character is fairly new. I went ahead and bought the Cardassian race, made her a Cardassian, picked a Cardassian ship, and all her crew members that beam down with her are also full Cardassians, wearing Cardassian gear. Unfortunately, there are not any Cardassian weapons in the game, so I went with Bajoran phasers. So they're all carrying around Bajoran weapons. Maybe it was something they left over from the occupation or whatever. But except for my captain, unfortunately, you're only allowed 4 Bajoran weapons in the game. You upgrade 2 of them, and then you can get 2 more that are not upgraded, and they're stuck like that. But I'm using a fleet phaser weapon. That seems to be the closest thing I could get to in color and style to what a Cardassian weapon might look like. Hopefully, at some point in time, we will get some spiral wave weapons, ground weapons in the game, and hopefully those will resemble Cardassian weapons that we've seen. Okay, so here's our first puzzle. The star charts we unlocked brought us back here for another hidden thing that we didn't know about the first time we were here. And now we get to play around with this. Grebog, why don't you take the middle?
Sure.
That is not what I wanted to do. Let's try that again. There, that should activate that one. And see if you can get Julian on... Nope, that didn't work for Tejar.
Come here, Julian. I need you to do something, buddy. No. I said I need you to do something, buddy.
Yeah, sometimes
Closer.
the aim is weird.
Hey.
Okay, now you should be able to click on all those. So this is the easiest way to do this puzzle. If you can set up your bridge officers or just bring enough players with you to get this done, everybody stands on a spot, and then the person in the middle should have an interact button to be able to click around until they find the right pattern.
No reaction. Try a different configuration. Okay, so 4 was first.
Okay, 4. Gotcha.
Does this reset, or do I have to click find just the ones that are...
That's actually a really good question. I think I just kept clicking until it worked. There might be a pattern. I don't know. Did 4 go again?
4 is now a no reaction.
Okay, so it's not a pattern. All right, so you just got to find the ones.
Sort of. Let's see. I think there is one that I can't click. No. This is...
You want to switch me?
I'm just trying to... There we go. It said there we go. Oh yes, I'm standing in a star map.
Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, so we found the star map. Beam up to the ship. Yes, that's all you have to do. Come down here to unlock a map.
For now.
These load screens are taking a while. I'm not used to that either.
Yeah. It happens sometimes.
So the crazy thing about the Cold War here is, as you'll see when we run the last episode, you discover something that does come into play in a mission that initially became later. Nowadays... Oh, look. There's Breen. And I don't have my fighters out. Nowadays, for a brand new player that runs the Iconian War arc, there's something kind of significant that happens that they don't have the background for. So why they took these out of the main story progression and put in this hidden episode category, I will never know.
Well, you know.
Yeah, kinda. Where are we going? Let's see. Kinga. Is it going to auto nav? Hey, look, my navigator's actually taking me to the right place this time. Get some slipstream going here. LANAS. I think we're going to end up in the LANAS system if memory serves. Right now we're going to Shinga. Or Sahinga, probably.
Jenga system? What? No.
Yes, Jenga, that's right.
Don't knock everything down. All right. You're here, so I'm going to go to the far side. If you'll stay over there by where we came in, we
Sure.
won't have to necessarily bounce back and forth. I think there's something over there anyway. Again, if memory serves, it's been a while since I've ran these. Scan the gas. There should be one over by you. Sorry.
That's no
Apparently
moon. Oh, wait. It is a moon.
Apparently my allergies are going to kick my butt all of a sudden. Oh, hey, it did count. What do you know? I can't shoot it. Ah, there we go. And there's another piece of the puzzle.
On random
open up.
bits of rocks in a system. There's star maps.
Yeah, we're finding more star maps. So we found star maps to lead us to star maps, trying to figure out what the Breen are looking for. And now we're going to Manic. The Manic system. Oh look, I can slipstream again.
Yeah,
That
I was
seems
surprised.
really fast.
Yeah, I was like, that seemed quick, but okay.
There's the Manic system. There we go.
These are hidden missions. They are under the Cold War hidden mission series.
They used to not be. They were featured episodes at one point. Kind of missed when they were doing featured episode of the Foundry missions back when we had the Foundry.
I miss the featured episodes that they would do every so often to give us a special, unique reward.
Well, this was one of those at one point. Okay, let me get my fighters back out. All this in system, out of system.
Because that's how you used to get the what? Davidian cane, I think it was, or something like that?
It was, yes. Which now you have to buy in Mud's Market, because even if you run the Davidian missions, they took the cane out of it.
Yeah. Same with, there was a... It reminds me very much of what they show inside of a... of the... Prophet's Cube thing.
The orbs, yeah.
The Orb of Infinite Possibilities. Yeah, I think it's a shard of infinite possibilities, or something to that effect.
Yeah, as I understand it, it's supposed to be an actual part of the orb. Like you splinter the orb and take a piece. Rava. We're going to the Rava system.
Hey, guess what?
Do we really? We have that already?
Yeah.
So that last, I don't know if anybody was paying attention, but that last little area we were in, we got there and the Breen already had the map fragment, so we basically blew them up and took it from them. Because, you know, we're Starfleet.
That's what we do. Shoot first, ask questions later.
Bullies of the galaxy now.
Resistance is futile. Isn't that our motto?
Well, according to this Janeway right here, yes. It was neat seeing Janeway in game.
And I actually took one of my captains into Gamma Quadrant for their first time, and it was neat to see Janeway there now as well.
Oh, they did that?
Yeah,
I didn't know
well,
they
I
did that.
guess it's the Delta Quadrant. When you get to the Delta Quadrant, she welcomes you.
Nice. Okay, so now we're going to beam down to the surface. Oh, this is actually kind of a pretty map. I forgot that. Asteroid belt over there, or at least a part of one. Not sure what's going on with that. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
I checking to see which officer it was. Making sure that's the one I want to bring with. I mean, you've got the healer. You've got the healer. You've got Julian Bashir.
To make him a better healer for doing missions, I probably should change some of his abilities. But Julian Bashir.
About the only doctor I liked just as much was Phlox.
Oh yes, Phlox was. I love the character. I guess here let's get the army out.
I'm working on it. I'll get my exocomps here. Okay, 3 groups of guards. This is our very last map fragment that we're looking for here, so... Ooh, flank damage. Nice. Okay. Now we got a boss fight coming up.
I was like, isn't it behind the thing?
Yeah, we
or I guess right here.
There we go. Yay, map. And boss fight. This used to be like a really, really tough fight back in the day.
Used to be? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, whatever, buddy.
Well, we'll see. I got my special turrets down.
I'm helping.
Yeah, he went down way too fast.
I mean, I just decimated the cave is all.
There is the completed star chart. Everything put together.
Yeah, that used to be a horror. Before, if you fought him inside the cave, you were just toast. You could not. There is just no way.
I will go ahead. Ooh, I'll take the dampener.
The super cool combat impulse engines.
I know, but that dampener is a reusable grenade. It doesn't go away. And then cold storage is our last one. Ooh, I don't know if I want the shield or the ice gun with that one either. Okay, so now we have the map. Now we got to figure out what the big mystery is and where the map takes us. And Grebog's already over there. That's okay. Hopefully it will pull me in when he gets there.
Maybe. Here, I don't
Nope,
know that it will.
It didn't. I will be right there. Older mission, I guess they didn't update that.
It's fine. It's a feature.
Not a bug.
It's everyone must know how to get places, so it's a feature. Right?
I still can't believe they put that line in Discovery. Makes me laugh every time I think of it now. All right. Big fight. Here we go. some of my special abilities going here. Oh, again, for those who haven't been following us, so I do have yellow and green beams. The green are straight disruptors of varying sets. The yellow are the Cardassian specific spiral waves. I really like them. Wish I could do all of them in yellow, but I wanted those set bonuses, so I ended up with some green, even though it annoys me.
They need to add another visual slot, and that would be weapon visuals.
Oh, I would love that. I think a lot of people would. Yep, beam down. Yep, that's fine for my crew. Let's do eat. And another long load screen. Because this is load screen online, apparently.
I have multiple colors on my set, but I think it's because I also am using the spiral wave and the Nausicaan set. Because if you're doing
and
disruptors,
the Martok set.
yeah. Because I went as optimal as I could without having to pay boatloads of money.
I'm not going to do the third set, the Discovery set. I'm want to stick with the spiral waves. If I went with the Discovery set, I would have to replace my forward weapons with another different set, and yeah, I decided I didn't want to. So this is the planet where the star chart led us to. Now we're looking for what is here that would be of interest to the Breen. And I think they followed us here. They followed us here or they beat us here, one or the other.
It's fine.
That did not give me flank damage, and I feel like it should have. Okay, check the buried object. Oh, look, more Breen.
What Breen? I see no Breen. They all evaporated.
Yeah, they didn't last long, did they?
We must have surpassed their boiling point.
Well, they are ice cubes, I guess.
We don't know.
They're in refrigeration suits. We know that much. But we also know that other people can get in said suits and not freeze. So kind of wonder how much of that is for show and how much of it is actually keeping them alive. Maybe one of these days we'll get an answer to that.
It's an intimidation factor.
Wei Yun says something similar in Deep Space Nine. He actually says that their homeworld is very temperate. But even while visiting their homeworld, they still wear these suits. So not even the Dominion has seen them without their suit on. Although they make that comment multiple times, and yet there's an episode where Kira is walking around in one of their suits. And it's not a replica, it's one that she takes off one of their soldiers. So how they can still claim that nobody has seen a Breen outside of their suit, I don't know. Unless they just, I don't know, evaporate, melt without their suits on.
I told you they evaporate.
That's why I said that. You might very well be right.
You always wonder where Q gets the Snowborg idea.
Maybe that's a real thing.
Well, I'm just saying maybe the the Snowconian and all of that stuff is really based off of something like, oh, I don't know, Breen that just
Maybe.
that were assimilated.
There you go. Maybe they really are Breen. He just doesn't want all of us to know. That sounds like something Q would do. Speaking of, why is your Horda white?
I don't know that that's my. Maybe it is my Horda. I give so many things to my captains or crew members.
Okay, now we can go into the archive. So we found the reason we were here. All the maps are pointing us to this. Not the load screen. I mean the location.
Tabby makes a good point. Maybe Kira just put the suit on and didn't activate the refrigeration portion of the suit.
Well, I get that. That's not so much my argument as she had to take it off of the person wearing it.
Well,
so
true.
She should have seen what a Breen looks like.
It was a new type of disintegration method. It disintegrated the Breen inside the suit without disintegrating the suit.
Either that or they really are some sort of cold, maybe like a cold energy-based life form, and when they die, they just disappear. I don't know.
I mean, we do know in Star Trek there are energy-based life forms. We have seen them in various shows, and they even have one in the newest animated.
True enough. She's an interesting character too.
Yeah, I can't wait until they go more into her backstory.
Are you caught up on Prodigy?
I think so.
I won't give any spoilers, but I really like Prodigy. I think they've done really well with it. It kind of is a lot darker than I was expecting, since according to the showrunners, it's geared towards children.
I was really sad for that one episode because I'll just say, how long was she alone? And that's all I'll say.
I don't disagree. We still have a lot of questions. There's a lot of mysteries that are still out and about. But, you know, it's been an interesting show. I do not remember the pattern here.
I do not. I have a strange console over here.
We have 3 of them. That was mid. I don't think that's right. See, we have to go in order, but I don't remember what the order is. Let me see if I have this on my cheat sheet. I'll pull out my old binder. Do I have it down? Oh, I do. What do you know? So cold storage, it says, and please forgive me, keep in mind these are very old. It says right, left, middle.
Well, that one...
I would assume that this is the right one. The one over there by you.
This is left.
Okay.
That one just
weird.
activated without you.
Yeah, activate him again because it went in the wrong order. So we'll do this one more time here and try to get this.
Apparently you can activate them almost at the same time and it won't do anything.
Okay. So mine, then yours, then over in the middle. Wait for them to come back up. I am activating mine. Okay, do yours. And let me go get this one. That still didn't work?
Maybe I'm the... Here, let me activate mine first. Then you activate
yours.
the far one. Because middle has to be middle, you know.
Try that one. There we go. And the captain yells, okay, now we got another boss fight. Was a boss fight.
That's why I laughed. I'm like, boss? What boss?
Oh, apparently that was not the
They
boss.
keep coming.
Okay.
I remember
that
the
was not
last
boss.
fight in this used to be horrendous.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
I guess I shouldn't say horrendous. It was very challenging.
There we go. Now we can move on. All right. So here is the actual archive, and this is the area that comes back up in the Iconian arc. So if you have ran the Iconian arc, you should recognize this. And if you've seen the next gen, you should recognize this person. A bunch of questions here you can go through, tells you who they are, what they're doing here. In essence, these are the preservers, also called the precursors. This was the first intelligent, sentient race in the galaxy, and they kind of seeded life and created all the other sentient life forms that we know, like the Klingons, Ferengi, humans, Vulcans, etc., etc. That's why all of us roughly have the same technological level, because we were all created around the same time, give or take a couple hundred years. Oh, apparently I have to go through some of these. All right. There we go. Breen shows up, wants all their power. They don't have power, just knowledge. Yada yada yada.
But technology is power. Knowledge is power.
Yeah, well, apparently the Breen don't follow that train of thought. I happen to agree with that. The Breen do not.
I mean, the Sith do.
Yeah, well, wrong universe. And this is the fight where they just keep coming.
It's a fight that never ends. The Breen keep coming on and on, my friend.
Something like that. Wow, that guy had a lot of health.
Oh, hey, boss dude. Hey, oh. He became active for just a short bit. He will come active. He'll pop in and out of this fight the entire time.
I know. I remember.
Or
They also show up, like, spawn in various places. We've missed somebody.
No, he's back.
Oh. So he is.
That cone wrecks you.
Yeah, except you have the great shields of invincibility now.
Well, even
And
still,
he's down.
I'm sure anyone that watched got to see how I took massive damage from that.
Okay, now we gotta talk to the science team. Look, it's a Deferi. Because they worship the preservers. They're like gods to them. And now we put a defense fleet around the archive. And that is actually the end of that storyline. Your options here, you can get the CRM 200, which is a unique cold damage weapon, or the Breen shields, part of the shield set for the Breen Absolute Zero. Again, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. this set was originally designed for a drain build. It can still be a viable set if you want to do a drain build. Kind of over the years since this came out, there have become much better sets. Most people tend to stick to the meta, which is the Tilly shields. The 2-piece with the Tilly shields and the warp drive, the competitive engines, and the intervening protomatter deflector from the fleet. But if you wanted to do a straight drain build, you can still use this set, still viable. And it does have some pretty neat visuals to it. Like the engines from the set will make your engines throw out kind of a light blue frost visual. So it could be fun to collect for the visual, if nothing else, back before vanity shields were a thing. And I think I am going to go ahead and get that shield.
I grabbed the gun because I didn't have the gun. Not that I'm aware of.
I didn't have any of it. Never ran this on this character before. And that brings you to the end of the Cold War arc. And again, so you find the preservers, you save them from the Breen. In universe, the Federation ends up putting a base there and some ships to defend the archive, because the Federation loves knowledge and the Deferi need help. Later on in the Iconian arc, you revisit that planet, but again, if you are a brand new player, then you may not have ran this mission, especially since they rearranged everything and you do the Dyson Sphere missions way earlier than you used to do them. And with these being removed and again hidden over here in this available tab, and you can only access them at max level. So in all probability, you probably run the Iconian War arc way before you unlock these, and it kind of messes up the story. And I just don't know why Cryptic did that. I would like to ask, if we ever interview any of the Cryptic people, I'm going to ask that question. It's the same with the other one that you see, the Davidians, because even now, like, we could we could fly over to Drozana Station, and as you're walking around on Drozana, occasionally the lights will go out and you'll see these ghostly figures walking around. And if you've never done the Davidian mission, you wouldn't know why. And that's another thing that's been removed and hidden over here. That's over here in the Spectres arc, which, as you can see, I have not done the breadcrumb here. There's another weapon in there that you can get that is pretty unique, and a device you can get for your ship that does not have an equivalent elsewhere. That is another hidden episode group that we will run at some point in time in the future. Now, take a breath, Nick. Grebog, would you like to give us an update on our fleet?
We have a fleet. We welcome everybody. So yeah, we are part of the AIE gaming community. If you want to know more about us overall, go to aie-guild.org. I can drop that. And then also we're in various games on top of just STO. But as our fleet has been progressing the holdings, we are counting down on the shipyard. Tier 5 shipyard will be done in 3 days, 1 hour, which means technically it'll be done on the same night as Fleet Fun Night, but I think it'll be like an hour and 15-ish after we are done, typically. So yeah, we'll have that right after Fleet Fun Night's done. That'll be cool. I kind of wish it would be done just a hair quicker. It would be cool to have it trigger right at the end or right or during. But the fact that this is done or will be done is awesome. Once we get that done, I will be able to queue up the Starbase Tier 5 upgrade. Though the major thing to note for the shipyard is it unlocks all of the different fleet ships variants. You can see them in the list inside the fleet holdings. It has all the ships that will be unlocked. There's only one ship that we would have a fleet variant of that we don't get from this, and that would be the Lucari ship that we get from the colony. But yeah, all the fleet ships will be ours. We're progressing nicely on the engineering and science tiers too. They are not far off. It looks like 12 more projects for engineering, a little bit more, 26 projects for science, and we'll be done with those two as well. So this will be the year of the starbase. Yeah.
Once we get the big project out of the way, I think those others will go really fast.
Yeah. Some of you probably noticed I had queued up some provisional projects for the fleet ship provisioning, because I wanted to make sure we had enough once the countdown finished, that everyone had a chance to get a fleet ship. If we need more, I can obviously toss more ship provisioning in as we go. So, but the colony is also moving along nicely. Since it just recently hit or completed tier 4, it's got quite a ways to go to get to tier 5, just because that's the way they did it. Essentially, it is the same amount of experience getting 1 through 4 as it is to get all the way through tier 5. So it'll take us some time, but we are still moving along quite nicely. I'm impressed.
Yeah, we've done really well. All right, anything else we need to talk? Oh, next week, right?
So we could do the results too.
Oh, there you go. You can go do that first. Do the results.
So of all the people that voted, I don't know. I guess I'm not sure fully how the voting, how you guys triggered it, but we're clearly doing KDF, because I think you spent some of your points from watching to vote one way or the other, and some of that stuff, yeah. So we had like over 1,000 points towards do KDF. So, and I don't think we had any for doing the Fed captain. So we're doing
right,
KDF.
Klingons it is.
So we'll be focusing the Klingon recruits here soon.
Again, give us a couple weeks. I got some training to go through to be ready for that, and then we'll make characters and run through the tutorial on FAR, but then we'll go off of that for some other leveling for probably a couple weeks, and then come back and kind of do an update where we are, and then we'll run like that for a while. Again, we'll try to keep you guys updated as to like when I'm going to be on playing my recruit, so those of you who want to can watch. And I may go ahead and try to save those as well. We may want to post some of that up on YouTube as well, Grebog.
Okay.
We can talk more about that later, but just a thought. So, if people can't watch while we're streaming, they can catch up on it later.
Yeah. One thing I would note about doing the KDF recruits with friends, I would wait until you get your transponder before you get into a party. Because remember, Nikodas, last time we did one of the recruits together and such, when they were handing out the transponders, they gave it to one of us and not the other. So
yeah, that was we were playing Romulans then, and that was really bizarre. So
yeah,
that would have been what, Delta? I think that was Delta.
The Delta recruits. So I would, if you're going to do a KDF recruit and such, I would recommend getting your transponder first before grouping up with a friend, just so you don't have to do what I did, which was delete the character, create the character again, and run the intro up until the transponder. Yeah.
And then you can team up and do whatever.
Yeah, then team up and do whatever. Since Nikodas might be streaming at times, I won't. I will make sure that this channel will be hosting anything he does. So if I'm not streaming at the same time, you can come here and see his content, or you can go to his channel as well. And I'll make sure links and everything are everywhere for everybody for that.
But next week, we're just going to do a TFO episode, a call to arms TFOs. And, anybody who wants to tag along and help us is more than welcome. If we get enough people, we'll run some ground stuff. We still have a bunch of those we need to go through.
Ground TFOs?
Yeah. Oddly enough, they're hard to do, especially during an hour-long show.
Yeah, well, especially since no one wants to queue for them unless they're the Endeavor for the day or week or whatever.
Right? All right, guys. Well, as always, I'm going to leave you with the words of Q, the last thing he said to Jean-Luc. See you out there.
Live long and prosper.